Yo, want to improve your FPS in Rust? Well, my name's Enemize, and welcome to my guide. Alright, but let's get into some background. I've been playing this game since 2016, and I have over 1,500 hours of playtime. So from my experience, your FPS will be varied from server to server and from client to client in terms of updates from the devs. Now, today I am using a R7 1700X at 3.9 gigahertz with 16 gigs of RAM, 3000 megahertz, an RX 580 8 gigabyte model, and I have all the latest updates and drivers for my rig. And before we get started, I want to mention the recommended specs that you should have to play this game. So if you're going for a NVIDIA graphics card, I recommend a 1650 Super, or if you're on AMD, RX 5500 XT, and those cards are $200 or less, and you can buy those on Amazon. Try to get yourself at least a 6-core CPU for this game. If not, a quad core is a minimum, but I really recommend a 6-core or above. And one last thing is your monitor. I strongly suggest that you get yourself a FreeSync or G-Sync monitor that's 144 Hertz and a low response time. With that being said, let's get on to the settings on how to optimize Rust. Okay guys, so this is for NVIDIA users. To go into the control panel, you want to right click on your desktop, make sure you have the latest drivers for your GPU. Click on NVIDIA control panel, wait for it to load, go to the left where it says manage 3D settings. Wait for it to load, go to program settings, and look for Rust where it says select program to customize. It should be there, rust.exe. If it's not, you have to manually add it. So click on the add button, and it might be here on your recently used. And if it's not here, click on the browse button on the right, bottom right, and you're gonna have to search for it on your computer. So go to this PC, go to your Steam folder, so program files times 86, scroll down to Steam, go to Steam apps, go to common, go to the Rust folder, and click on the Rust application to open. Alright, so it should open up. Now copy these settings that I have: anastrophic filtering 16x, anti-aliasing mode, override any application setting, and you can have that at 4x, the setting at 4x or 8x, depends on your hardware. Maximum pre-render frames, if you have this option, put 1. If you don't worry about it. Prefer maximum performance, refresh rate highest available, and make sure you have G-Sync on. Okay, there's a setting for G-Sync users, put it on, and just copy these settings if you have them. Triple buffering off, vertical sync off, and you're set for video. Now moving on to AMD, you want to do the same. You want to go to your desktop, right click on it, make sure you have the latest drivers for your AMD GPU. Click on the AMD Radeon software, go up here, it could be here, you can click on Rust, or you can search Rust on the search and it'll pop up. Click on it, then you want to make sure anti-lag is disabled, Radeon Chill disabled, Radeon Image Sharpening disabled, Radeon Enhanced Sync enabled. Click on Advanced, scroll down, at anti-aliasing, override application settings, anti-aliasing level 8x EQ, anti-aliasing method, you want this at super sampling. Okay, super sampling. Morphological anti-aliasing disabled, anastrophic filtering enabled, anastrophic filtering level 16x. Just copy these settings as I'm going. Texture filtering standard, surface format optimization enabled, tessellation mode, AMD optimize, triple buffering disabled. Scroll back up and make sure if you have a FreeSync monitor, turn on FreeSync. Okay, put it on. And with both of these control panel settings, make sure your display is running at the highest refresh rate. So right click on the desktop, go to display settings, then go to display adaptive properties, go to monitor tab, and make sure this is the highest. So click on it and see it has all these modes. Make sure it's the highest one. If it's at 60, then you're capped at 60. If it's 144, put 144. Okay, so click on that, hit apply, and press OK. Exit that. And that should be set for your control panel and your monitor. Now onto the launch options. So I'm going to leave the launch options in the description below. Copy that and adjust them according to your CPU. Okay, so in order to paste those in here, paste the launch options in there, copy them from the description, then go to your Steam library, right click on Rust, go to properties, set launch options, and then paste them in here. Okay, now you want to make sure that the CPU count correlates to your CPU. Okay, that's how many cores your CPU has, and then your threads correlate to how many threads you have. So you might want to change that. If you have a 4-core CPU, put 4-core count. It might have 4 threads, it might have 8 threads. You need to know. You can check that by right clicking on your taskbar down here, task manager, go to performance, click on the CPU, and it says right here cores and your logical processors. Okay, so cores are your CPU count and your logical processors are your threads. So type those numbers in, 8 here, 16 there. Okay, that's the only thing that you need to change for your system. Press OK, exit that, close, launch Rust. Alright, so once Rust is open, first things first, you want to press F1 on your keyboard, and that brings up the console. Type in FPS dot limit space and put 240. That's the maximum Rust can play. Okay, press escape to exit the console, then go to options. Now these are my options: field of view at 90, compass on, nudity underwear, and your max gibbs, put it like less than 50. Okay, you don't need 1,000 or 2,000 gibbs. Those are just like the amount of broken items. Next, your user interface. This is all personal preference. Do this according to your personal liking. I'm going to skip the audio. We're going to skip controls, go to screen. Now here you want to make sure the resolution is the resolution that you want to run at. So I'm on a 1080p monitor. Mode exclusive. VSync is off. It should be off. FPS limit. Make sure the slider is all the way to the right. 240. Hit apply changes. Next, graphics. Okay, go to graphics quality. Set this to 4. Set the shadow to 1. Shadow cascades to 4 cascades. Max shadow lights to 0. Water quality to 1. Water reflections to 0. Rolled reflections to 0. Shader level to 300. I have it at 301 because it's kind of hard to get to 300. So 300. Draw distance 1250. You want it, anywhere from 1250 to 1500. Anything else than that is kind of too much. Shadow distance 120. Anastrophic filtering, the lowest it can go, so it's 1. Parallax mapping 0. Grass displacement off. Scroll down. Particle quality 0. Object quality 150. Tree quality 150. Max tree meshes 100. Terrain quality 0. Grass quality 50. Decor quality 0. That should be it. Go to image effects. And anti-aliasing, put TSSAA. Okay, TSAA. It's the last setting to the right. Depth of field and ambient occlusion, high quality bloom, all these right here, off. All of them. The only setting you can probably turn on if you like it is sharpen. Okay, it might make the image look better, but that's up to you. And the last setting in experimental is occlusion, culling, and put on. And the rest of these off. And that is pretty much it. That's pretty much the guide for Rust. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys followed the guide as you're supposed to. Let me know what kind of FPS boost you're getting. And subscribe to my channel. More Rust content coming out soon. And that's it. Peace.